Hello, my name is Kim S.W Aarberg, and I'm the son of Mona and Dag, whom you have seen been smashed to the ground by police officers in Bergen, Little Norway. Now you can see, hopefully you've seen the videos or interview of Mona and Dag explaining this case, and now it's my turn to say something. So I want you to stay away from your Netflix episodes and all that other nonsense that you like to watch, and you watch this episode tonight. It's going to be about Bergen, police brutality, police officer sniffing cocaine, one of the gangs in Norway jumping on a dog, 5 of them smashing his face until the face is hanging from his cranium. The person working in the restaurant where Dag was out with other business owners having a meeting, so don't even try to say that he was drinking. He was out with business owners after a meeting. Where Rolandsgängen and the Fluctuate gang, which is also where we have one of the few murders that happened in Norway, was from Fluctuate-gängen, and the guy who jumped on Dag and smashed his face and kicked his face until it was hanging from his cranium was 1 week after the murder, and the same group of people from the same gang. But nothing happens, and I feel that is because they all have family members in the police. So please watch. Now back to the day of this incident before we go to the other cases. I'm sitting in my home on the 3rd floor doing accounting. It's 3 o'clock, or between 3 and 4, and Mona and Dag is coming home after they had been to the doctor. My father has been to the doctor, and after that they went out and they had a glass of wine because the doctor gave them good news. So they come home around, as I said, 3:30 or between 3 and 4. I hear some commotion. I run to the window, I look down and I see my mother and father as they are coming home, and about 7 junkies standing around them. So I run downstairs, I open the door, get my mother and father inside, and that's basically it. Get them up into the apartment, spend a minute or two. The reason I don't spend more time is because we've been through this so many times. The last 3 years we had containers from Bergen Kommune, which you can also see the videos of, that has been smashed all the windows of all the houses behind the containers. Junkies shooting the junk, selling the junk, smashing the business windows into the people's apartment, kicking in the doors. There are blood trails through the Christian bookstore of my house, leading up all the fire stairs going up to the loft apartment where they have tried to get into all the apartments. All these police reports are also on the page of the container case. There are links under this. Basically, it's been going on for 3 or 4 years now, just bombarding us. Smashed windows. Mona, 84, had a junkie standing in her apartment. She managed to get him intelligently out. And of course, when you call the police, they just answer arrogantly and like to sit there in their little state of mind. So that was the first incident. I go back up again and continue working. Dag had of course been paying attention to what was going on from the balcony, and as Mona and Dag was going to the shop, as he was going out, he hears the women from the Christian bookstore calling Dag, "Dag, you need to help us, this is very uncomfortable." So Dag goes and tells the junkies to get away from here, and and then the police arrives shortly after. This is when Dag is standing in the middle of the square alone. And when they arrive, all the junkies are gone. You can see that in the video. There was no people on the sidewalk outside of the Christian bookstore. There was a group of 7 people, one sitting on the ground as if they had put up a fire camp. And I'm blocking the entrance for people and in front of all the windows. All of them are gone. So when the police arrives, they attack an elderly couple. I look out the window, I see police cars all over the place. We have civilian cars, and I see police officers running directly for my father. I shout to the police officer, trying to get eye contact. He looks up, and I repeat, as I said, "Hey, that's my father, he's a resident here." So he sees me very clearly, and he sees that I'm shouting to him with a worried facial expression, not screaming to him, as they would probably try to say. I shout, "That is my father, he's a resident here." I run downstairs with my shoes, indoor shoes in my hand and in a t-shirt, very little threatening. I come outside and I'm stopped by a female police officer. She jumps, "Stop!" I say, "I'm the landlord here. My name is Kim S.W. Aarberg. That's my mother and father. Dog has been clinically dead. He has a pacemaker. He's on medication. Be careful." "Take a step back!" I take a step back. This is all inside the little entrance here. "My name is Kim S.W. Aarberg. I'm the landlord here. That is my mother and father. My father has been clinically dead. He has a pacemaker. He's on medication. Be careful with him." That was one step. Then she wants me to take another step, shouting, "Take another step!" As I'm standing as quietly. When she says, "Take another step," I look at her and say, "Why do you say this? You know I'm standing with my back up against the wall. It's not possible to take another step." "Take another step!" "It's not possible. Why are you doing this?" So I try to move my feet and "You're under arrest!" And here, take handcuffs of me. I can assure you what you're doing is wrong. I will do everything I can to get you thrown out of the police force. I will make a documentary about this. You have no idea what you're doing. You don't have a clue. My name is Kim Aarberg. I'm the landlord here. This is my mother and father. Take your hands on their back. This is Doug Aarberg. He's been clinically dead. He has a pacemaker. So as I have my hands on the back, then two male police officers come and they jump on me. They smash me to the ground. They stand on my arms. And also remember, I'm not doing arrested. This is not two tough police officers fighting with the guy. This is a person standing completely still, explaining that it's my mother and my father, and these police officers who choose to jump on me. I want everyone to know how pathetic you are. But we'll come to that. I'm going to crush you. The police are standing on me. They're jumping on my underarms. You know the damage that will show 3 months later because they're using their little idiot police tricks, which they are so proud about. Once in my life, I almost broke my neck, and you know the fear when it comes to you can feel the spine almost about to snap. They did this. This is the second time doing that shit for no reason to a person who is explaining to them that they are the person they are smashing around has not done nothing. He's a resident here. He's not one of the junkies. If the police is trying to tell everyone that they thought that Moon and Dog were junkies. Even the journalist and everyone who was here just laughing of the police, laughing of them, saying, "But this is ridiculous. We all know how these people are. It's ridiculous." Anyway, so they are standing on me. They're trying to break my head down. Nobody can understand why they want to touch my neck and why they want to break my neck down as I'm lying on the ground, breaking it down. You wanted to hurt my spine, didn't you? I train every day. I'm not a big person, but I train my spine. If I hadn't, that spine would have been broken. Ah, but that's what you love, huh? Oh my God, you stinking, ugly, ugly men and women over there. There's no doubt that the men and women with, how do you say in English, minor complexes, they have a need to show themselves. They go into police forces, security and so on, so they can stand there with an anal dildo, handcuffs and a small gun because the other one doesn't work. I truly find you to be some of the most pathetic human beings that we have on the face of this planet. So you're jumping on me, and then you realize that you made a mistake, and then so then you help me to stand up since you have my handcuffs off me, and you're just sitting on top. Oh my God, you're the most pathetic human beings. So you do this, and you try to break my spine, you try to break my neck, you try to break my underarms. And then as you realize and you're starting to get nervous because you see that you made a mistake, I'm standing up. And as I'm standing up, you're still standing there, quiet now. As I'm explaining to you, you don't touch him. He has been clinically dead. You are making a mistake here. And that's how you spoke. And this is not an exaggeration. This is the intelligence level of these people. Please know that police officers don't get the job after taking an IQ test. I do believe they take an IQ test, but it's not because they score high. People with high intelligence does not search for a job in the police force. Jesus Christ, man. So as they are standing, after they have jumped on me and a person from the cafe on the other side of the street, the police made sure to park the car in front of the cafe so none of the guests there can see what they are doing. But he went out to see if I could breathe when the police were jumping on me, the three of them. Notice also how the two girls police girls are standing smiling and giggling as they are smashing Doug to the ground, and think it's fun, because now they're going to practice a police trick. So as I'm standing in the entrance, as you can see on the video, they are now smashing Doug after they've dragged him from a car, after he's seen his son being smashed to the ground. Try to see the video of why they are. There is no violence here. There is nothing, but they need to dragging him, smashing him to the window, and we're coming back to. They were trying to take him down. For 3 years, I made videos saying that Bergen Commune is corrupted, that they have done so much shit, that there is hundreds of millions of corruptions in this little shit city. Were they trying to remove us? Huh? A bunch of idiots. So now you see what happened to Doug. They smash him to the ground. Now they take the handcuffs off me, so they were just holding me down while they took my father. The moment they are finished with it, and they don't dare to do anything else because now there are so many witnesses and it's being filmed, then they take my handcuffs off. And so I tell them, because remember, I have no respect. Now they are afraid, they're embarrassed, they don't know what to do, so I'm going to the police cars. They are trying to drag my father into the police car, because now they are going to take him with them and placing him in the basement of the police station. They can't admit that they made a mistake, so they have to just continue this ridiculous game. So they take him to the police station. I immediately go up, call the whole family and say, you just come here now. If you don't stand up, you're no family anymore. So they come, they're afraid, and say, what the hell is wrong with you? Your grandfather has been treated this way, and you're shaking and nervous to go over and talk to the police. The police are afraid, they know they made a mistake. And I will need you to be witnesses, because if I go over there alone, they can try to do something. So my nephew and my niece, they are not young, they are grown up in the age of 30 and so on, come over with me. This is after I'm jumping in, long story short, we start calling, and the police put us on hold. Then finally I say, if you put me on hold, listen, we're making a documentary about you. Tell his situation, I will crush you down. If you do not dare to do that little shit tricks, I know you have nothing to do over there, there's nothing happening in the city, there's nothing to do. Don't even try. So she puts me through, as she could have done all along. And I can come over with his medication, because I'm saying, he needs his medication. Yeah, do you have a doctor in the house? Do you have anything in the house? Do you have anything at all? So in the evening, this is after many hours of him being on the cell, and Doug has been clinically dead. I thought that was his last view, seeing a concrete cell, a person who stood up for people. He's the guy brooming the sidewalk and salting it in the winter so that you don't slide. You little shit, you probably never did that ever in your life. Broomed anything or put salt on the sidewalk. You just sit there and put comments on YouTube videos and Facebook videos and masturbate in the evenings in front of your shit pornography. Jesus Christ. So they bring him to the basement. They keep him down there for 6 hours. And eventually when I get through on the phone call, I'm saying, I'm coming over now with the medication. So after a while of ringing and again talking, ringing on the phone, ringing on the bell, there's absolutely nothing. There's not a human being in the center. It's just completely dead. But they want to do this and play their police work, their police game, and pretend that they are police officers, which they are, in fact, not in my eyes. They're weak human beings. So then eventually some guy comes out in his police overall, really arrogant. Yeah, we are here with the medication. How is his situation? Yeah, he's fine. You know who's been clinically dead? Yeah. Do you have a doctor? And yeah, we got a person. I'm asking you to go down and you get him out now. No. When he can speak as quietly as you can, we're gonna let him out. This is my father who came home from the doctor. They get threatened and punched in the face by a junkie on the way home, by the way. There was another person told me that they were physical towards my parents on the way in the first time. So the police jump on the elderly couple, smash him to the ground, smash his son to the ground, holds his wife and makes sure that she cannot see what's happening. And then you even talk with arrogance. The next day, I look for witnesses. I go up to a cafe on the corner here, which is working with, it's from the commune, they are working with junkies. The moment I come in, the woman who's working there says to me, "Oh, hi, hi, can we speak in the office?" And we go to the office. She says, "You know, I just want everyone to be friends. I just want us all to be friends. Yes, all of us to be friends." So I understand that something is completely wrong here. So she sits down and says, I'm a nurse, and I was helping a guy who took an overdose outside. And if your father could only see that I have an orange line on my breast of my black hood sweater, he would have known that I was a nurse. After the women from the Christian bookstore shouts to Doug, "Help us," and he goes over to tell them to move. So now she has tried to say that Doug was interfering the ambulance in doing their work. And now they are trying to accuse Doug of preventing her from helping a kid from taking overdose. Or something like that, actually they haven't said it because everyone has just run away. And this is now 9 months ago. The lawyers we have, Laila Sharavik, we contact her because we recommended by her. I contact DK Docs TV, they come up to film her and she stands smiling like a small girl and say, "He, I will not refuse that I'm a little bit PR horny." I understand she's not very intelligent to say something like this in front of her clients, but I understand if she's horny, then we can use her. As long as her horniness keeps her working, that's okay. She just pulls it out, says she's waiting for documentations from the police, blah, 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 blah. Then she says we are moving office, and I eventually, after 2 months of, in the beginning answers, but then after 3 or 4 weeks and 1 month, because they were moving, they say, I call from a different number, so she answers and I say, "What the hell are you doing?" "Oh, we've been moving, yes. You are a lawyer, what the hell is going on?" "I'm not your lawyer. I never said I would represent any one of you." We were in a meeting, me, my mother and father, and in the meeting we're sitting with her and other of our co-workers because the case is so big. And in this meeting, which I recorded, Laila Sharavik, I recorded it, so it's very beautiful that you are saying you're not a lawyer, so I will press charges against you for lying and pretending that you never accepted to represent us. The conversation is recorded. I just forgot to take off the recorder before I came into the office. I was recording something with DK Docs TV. So, Laila Sharavik is horny, but she disappears. I contact my friends in Denmark from DK Docs TV, which made the interviews. They give me a lawyer in Oslo. Not much better. 2 months of he just say explain again. I thought he was testing my story, but in the end, I understand that he hasn't even read the emails. So that's it. And now a lawyer I had regarding some refinancing, he said he could take the case, but he's an ex-police, so I don't really think this is a very good idea. I was told to leave Bergen and get out of the city and get a lawyer from Oslo. But Norway is a very small country. Norway is owned by the United States, I think, but that's another story. Norway is a little shit country, and you have a little shit group of people, and on top, and it's so small. It's so fucking small that it's so corrupt that it's pathetic. So I don't really think it's going to help with any lawyer. It's just interesting to see that a bunch of idiots behaving like criminals, walking like, "Who the fuck, man?" Yeah, that's the police force we have. Completely retarded idiots, men and women seeking into the police force because you have a psychological need. You're a small human being. This is how you show yourself. You have a need to show off, and you can't even deny it. If you decide to become a teacher, it's because you like it. If you become a police officer, it's because you like it. And don't tell me you like to sit in the office. You like to go around and show off with an anal dildo because yours isn't working, a handgun, and cuffs. And why we have weapons in Bergen? You are the ones bringing weapons into the city. And also bad attitude. On the concerts we have in this city, all the people coming to the concert are quiet. The only aggressive people are the police. You don't know how to behave. You're like children, huh? And all of a sudden you got this power. Pathetic human beings. Pathetic human beings.